Oh my god.
Tammy joined us. Oh god. Okay, time to go away.
Hey guys, it's Hannah from the Between Lewis and Lovecraft podcast. I'm deciding to record this outside because it's so sunny out and I love it. For today's video, I thought I would do one of those Booktube newbie tag things. I saw some other book-related channels did this, and I'm usually not the type of person who likes to do trends or like theme videos. I'm just kind of annoying like that, but trends are sometimes trends for a good reason, and I think the Booktube newbie tag questions are going to be really helpful for me in terms of kind of explaining what this channel is about and what I hope to accomplish with it. So here it goes. The first question is, why did you start this channel? So some of you have probably listened to our podcast, the Between Lewis and Lovecraft podcast. It's with myself and my co-host Tyler. We talk about authors and their lives, basically from the day they were born to the day they died, sometimes even after they died. I love our show, obviously. It's super fun. But we do have that kind of formulaic style. We don't normally talk about, book reviews or contemporary stuff either. And I read a lot of contemporary fiction, a lot of YA fiction, and that's stuff that we're just not really likely to talk about within the confines of our podcast. So I wanted something where we could both, create content similar to what we already have on the podcast and then go beyond that and talk about other things that maybe wouldn't be suited to an hour-long episode. Fun, unique content. So that's kind of what this channel is all about. Both doing what we're already good at, which is the podcast and talking about authors' lives and histories, and also introducing some shorter form videos, just other stuff. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Oh God, I feel like I'm in a job interview or something. Probably my ability to read lots of different genres. When I was younger, like a teenager and stuff, I was very set in the kinds of books that I would read, but now I'll pretty much read anything. So I think I bring a diverse set of interests to Booktube, and also my lovely personality. Question number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? I think I'm most excited to interact with new people, get some new ideas for reading, new ideas for the podcast, just try new things. Question number 4, why do you love reading? That question is so hard to answer because I've always loved reading, so it's hard to say why it started. I think I just really love being able to be transported to other worlds, as cheesy as that sounds. I love getting to kind of pretend that I'm in someone else's shoes and see the world through their eyes, and just, being gripped by a story is so fun. There's nothing better than reading a book where you literally cannot put it down, where you have to keep turning pages and have to know what happens next. I mean, I just love that kind of adrenaline rush, and I love when a writer is able to captivate me so much that I have to read a book in one sitting. And also, I'm sort of an aspiring writer. I haven't been writing as much lately as I should, but as an aspiring writer, I love reading what other authors are good at and seeing what I can glean from their work, seeing what works for them, what kind of plotting devices I really like. So yeah, number 5, what book or series got you into reading? Again, that's like an impossible question because the first book I can ever remember reading, I don't think I even read. It was How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and my mom read it to me so many times when I was a toddler that I think I memorized the words. And she'll tell this story of me saying the words and turning the pages of the book as often as I think I should, but I'm off, so it's obvious that I'm not reading the words on the page. I'm just spewing them from memory. So, I mean, I remember doing that. I also remember when I was a little kid reading Little House on the Prairie a lot, so much so that I would write my own sequels to the books on paper, and I would try to illustrate it and stuff. I think I even made my mom write it before I could write. I would dictate what I wanted my Little House on the Prairie sequel to be, and she would have to write it down for me. So Little House on the Prairie was probably a big one, and then obviously Harry Potter. I think I started reading that in kindergarten, and I mean, I still love that series. So yeah, it's impossible to choose just one. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So challenges for me will probably be, I'm a pretty shy person, so even just like talking and knowing that other people are going to watch it is kind of a challenge for me. It might be a challenge to come up with new ideas every week, because my goal is to post at least one video every week and then have some supplementary content sprinkled in. So just the coming up with fresh ideas might be a little bit challenging. Putting myself out there is probably the big one, but if all the other booktubers out there can do it, then so can I. This one's funny. Where do you read? I think they mean like a favorite spot to read. And the truth is I really don't have one. I read in my bedroom, I'll read on the couch while other people are watching a football game or something. I'll read on the bus, although sometimes I tend to fall asleep on the bus in the mornings, but that's neither here nor there. When I was in school, I would read right up until after the bell rang sometimes, and I distinctly remember one of my teachers like pausing class and just staring at me until I realized that everyone had gone dead silent, and finally looked up and see him standing directly in front of me waiting for me to put my book away. So yeah, I will read anywhere and everywhere. And you know, when I'm driving to work or for assignments, I've got audiobooks going on in the car. I don't have like a specific chair in a specific room of the house that I have to sit in to read. I will read wherever and whenever. And the last question that I'm going to answer is, what kind of books do you like to read? And I sort of mentioned this before, I think. I really like all sorts of books now. It's kind of like music. Like, there are songs in every genre that I like to listen to. There are books in every genre that I like to listen to. Some of my favorites that come to mind are still YA fiction. Young adult fiction is really how I came to love reading all the time. So I'll always have kind of a soft spot in my heart for that genre. I also really like World War II fiction for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I just read a lot of it for some reason. Not even necessarily like war-centric books, but just books that take place during that time period. So like All the Light We Cannot See, Between Shades of Grey is a young adult one about what was going on under Stalin's reign. I just read the Guest book, which is also like sort of takes place around World War II times, but is not specifically about the war itself. It just kind of ties in tangentially. So yeah, that's a genre that for some reason I tend to gravitate toward a lot. I'm also getting more into memoirs and nonfiction like that. Within the last few years or so, I've gotten really into murder mystery type thriller stuff. Those are the books that I read a lot of, but I mean, I can find something good to say about pretty much any genre. All right, so I hope you've gotten to know me a little bit better. I hope this has made you excited for the kind of stuff that we're going to put out on our channel. Maybe I can get Tyler to join me one of these days for one of these videos, but until next time, this has been Hannah with the Between Lewis and Lovecraft podcast. You can check us out wherever you listen to podcasts, and also make sure to subscribe to this channel so you always get our latest videos. See ya!